Hello, sister.
Hello, sister.
Welcome to Hello Sister Podcast with Tiff and Aunge, episode 6. We're rolling now.
Yeah.
I think we're getting the hang of things.
I think we are.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It has been.
It's definitely been fun. All right, this episode, we have a great show, as always. We're going to talk a little bit about being in our effort 40s. Slow down. That actually means something. We're not out here cussing all the time, but effort 40s. We're going to talk a little bit about the Great Millennial Crossroads. Gotta do a What the Florida.
Absolutely.
I think we'll have countless number of What the Floridas.
I've had one every episode so far.
Yes, so we'll keep it there. We're going to play a little game called Which Sister? Get to know me and Ange a little bit better.
Okay.
And then, of course, we'll end in a sister salute.
Yeah, let's do it.
You ready?
I am. I'm ready.
All right. So the first segment is on effort 40s. So you'll hear me talk about effort 40s, and I'm not cussing. It's actually figuring it out in our 40s. I'm turning 45 in just a couple months here, and I'm trying to figure things out. I am in a crossroads, work, personal, getting ready to start a family. Like, it is a crazy time.
It is.
And I am trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear me talk about effort 40s, and that's me figuring it out in my 40s. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the Great Millennial Crossroads.
Yes.
That's what I'm calling it, at least. I'm sure there's a name for it, but the Great Millennial Crossroads.
Okay.
And before we get started, you are a millennial.
See, we ain't even said nothing. You're attacking me.
Because you think you're not a millennial.
I'm not.
You are a millennial.
I'm not a millennial.
If I'm a millennial, you're a millennial.
We grew up Gen X.
We didn't grow up Gen X.
Just because they drew the lines differently after the fact does not mean that we did not grow up Gen X.
You are a millennial who identifies as a Gen X. That's how this works.
No. You cannot put me in the same category with millennials. Somebody born in the 90s? Like, what are we talking about?
They were born in 81.
Okay.
You're a millennial.
Until when? 81 till when?
Until whenever the ending is.
So I'm Gen X. I will claim zillennial. I will never be a millennial. Never. Never going to happen.
All right. Well, I'm not going to debate you on that, but you're a millennial. For purposes of today, she's a millennial.
Continue.
All right, y'all. So the Great Millennial Crossroads. And I'd say since COVID in particular, people have really changed.
Yes.
And I think millennials have been impacted by Gen X, but also COVID. We were a generation that really tried to be model employees.
Yes.
Work hard, trying to climb the ladder, staying late, volunteering for extra work like it's a personality trait. Just truly going above and beyond to get the title.
Yes.
We wanted the pay,
Yes.
we wanted the title, and we were willing to work for it.
Agreed.
Crazy amounts of student loan debt, just whatever we can do to climb the ladder. And then here comes COVID, which slows us down. We start to work a little bit differently. We're working from home in pajamas, and it feels good.
Yes.
Yes, it feels great. But then here comes Gen Z, and they show up like, yeah, I'm not doing that, period. They show up like, I'm not doing that. They quit during lunch, walk off, and keep it pushing. They're expecting 95K plus with full confidence as fresh out of school. They're all about their mental and taking care of themselves, working from home, taking PTO days. And we're looking back like, well, why didn't we think about that?
Right.
And I'm really proud of them for doing that. I really am. We are out here striving for everything and modeling, working after people who didn't even know how to use Zoom. I mean, we literally have busted our butts. And now we're at a place where we care about PTO. We care about work-life balance. And it's a crossroads for us because we can't keep doing what we've been doing, and we're learning and adapting and evolving to do better. So we're calling that the Great Millennial Crossroads. Not going to deal with burnout anymore. Trying to set some boundaries. Trying to think about our vibes and coming together a little bit, more whole. Which is why I'm in my effort 40s. I'm trying to figure things out.
Yeah.
So what do you think, sister?
Well, I mean, I always take you as a fantastic example of you graduate college and you work your way up to a senior management level position where you are now one of the strategic thinkers. It's hard.
Yeah.
And so now that you can sit back and reflect, how does that feel knowing you achieved absolutely everything that you wanted to, but you're still not happy?
No, right? The burnout, right?
Yeah.
The great burnout.
Yeah. And so for me, it sounds like we watched our parents, like a generation of people who that's what they did. They worked hard. They worked long hours. They put in the time. And that's the example that we saw. And I think the people coming behind us, they kind of see it like, I'm not doing that. That's a lot. And we see it as normal, whereas they see it as too much.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a good thing that you're seeing things from their perspective now.
Yeah.
And here's my question though. Is the workplace going to change with the new mentality?
The new people coming into the workforce.
Because at this point, if they're quitting at lunchtime.
Yeah. Child, and maybe it's a Florida thing too, but my old job, I've never seen people quit without another job. Like that is so foreign to me. If you decide that you want to leave, you put in your proper notice and you leave.
Yeah.
These people will say, you know what, I think I'm done here and march on off. And I get that you can get another job, but I ain't never seen the whole I'm done at lunch and I ain't coming back tomorrow. Like that thing is wild to me.
That's funny.
But that may be Florida-ing too.
Maybe. The new thing that I heard about, and you can tell me if this is true or not, but the new thing I heard about is like continuous onboarding. So you get a job and you just quit after 2 or 3 weeks before you actually have to do any real work.
What in the world?
So you do all Florida? You do all of the training. So they pay you, you do 2 or 3 weeks of training or 4 weeks of training. And then they're like, all right, it's time for you to do the job. And then you put in your 2 weeks notice.
And get another
job. Get another job.
That's
and then
exhausting.
You continually in training.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. One, interviewing is not easy.
It's not easy, but if you're good at interviewing, there's no expectation for you to actually do any real work. You've got to sit next to Timmy, and Timmy's going to teach you the job, and then
you don't like it, you keep it pushing.
Keep it moving. Yeah, but like it or don't like it, that's not your thing. You're not going to stick around for it.
Yeah, see, I'm not doing any of that. I'm going to figure it out in my 40s.
Yes.
I'm an F at 40s and figure this thing out. But I do appreciate the, having a brother who is so much younger than us. He's a Gen Z. And so I'm learning from him. And he will check me if he needs to check me around finding my balance. So 2026, you'll hear me say no a little bit more. I am going to be more.
Not to me.
Not to you, of course.
Okay, thanks.
I'm going to be more outside. And I'm going to take my PTO.
Yes, where are we going?
Well, I got lots of things planned. You'll have to stay tuned.
Okay, let me find out.
Yes.
Make sure you pay for it.
The Great Millennial Crossroads.
I know, it's such a crisis, but, it's a good place to reflect.
I agree.
Oh, figuring it out.
Figuring it out in our 40s.
I love that.
All right.
Well, you talked about how crazy these, Gen Z are, and whenever you say the word crazy, it just makes me think of What the Florida.
Oh, Lord. What the Florida.
I got another one.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
I hope you're ready for this one.
Okay.
I'm going to read it.
Okay.
So you can hear it.
Okay.
The way that I read it. A Florida man tries to walk out of a store with a chainsaw stuffed down the front of his pants.
It's getting ridiculous now. It's getting ridiculous now. He tried to have theft, and he decided that what he wanted to steal was a chainsaw. What the Florida?
He had stuffed down the front of his pants.
Front of his pants. Like that was front.
Like
Move on. Move on.
So, Anthony Ballard took shoplifting to a whole higher level.
I would say so.
By
Lower level.
By trying to shoplift a chainsaw, he reportedly entered a Treasure Coast lawn and equipment and engage the cashier in small talk while hiding the power tool in his pants.
What the Florida?
Sir, we can see you.
We see you. We know that ain't you. Okay.
That's exactly what I thought about. Like,
we know that ain't you.
What was he thinking?
I think he was thinking that he could get away with it.
But it's a chainsaw. Like, it's got jagged edges. Don't that hurt? Like, what are we talking about?
What the Florida?
What the Florida? Where's Treasure Coast?
I think it's down like south, like St. Lucie.
Oh, okay.
Jupiter, like that coast area. I think. Don't get me lying. What the Florida?
What the Florida? So yes, let's just be on the lookout for shoplifters with chainsaws down the front of their pants.
What the Florida?
Happens.
It happens. It doesn't happen. It
doesn't
only happens
happen.
in Florida.
Only in Florida.
Who does that? Florida. Anyway, moving on.
So the next thing we're going to do is some rapid fire. We want the people to know who we are, about our personalities. We already know that you're the fun sister.
I am. Facts.
But there's some fun things about me that people should know too.
Okay.
So we're going to grab our boards.
Okay.
And we're going to play a game of rapid fire.
Okay.
We're going to answer some questions and we're going to say who done it. So if you think it's you, you'll put Tiff. If you think it's me, we'll put Aunge. And then we will see who's correct.
Okay.
You ready? Grab your board.
I'm ready.
All right.
Rapid fire.
All right. So the first one. Which sister holds a grudge the longest, even after she said she was over it?
This one's easy. Ready?
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, I'm glad you know yourself, sister.
It's me.
You is a grudge holding someone.
I don't hold a grudge. I will just never forget.
Okay.
You don't get to do it twice. Just gonna put that out there.
And I have a 2-second rebound.
You do.
Yes.
And I love that about you.
I'm not going to be angry. I get my emotions
I'm not
out.
angry.
No, you're not angry. But I get my emotions out and then I've moved on.
Yeah.
And an apology is good enough.
So sweet.
Yeah. Not you.
No.
Okay. All right. Well.
Watching your ass.
Ah!
All right. Next. Which sister is more likely to say, I'm not the one to gossip, but then go ahead and gossip? Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Me?
You?
That's you.
That is you.
I'm not the one to gossip?
I'm not the one to gossip.
I think that's you.
No, that's not me.
That's definitely you.
No.
We disagree.
We gonna disagree
That's
on that one.
A split decision.
Because you
that
don't
one.
tell me and then be like, don't tell nobody.
Move
Okay. All right, we'll move on. All right. Which sister would survive longer on a reality TV show?
Ooh.
So like a Survivor or Amazing Race or something like that.
I'm glad you clarified because there is a difference.
I'm not going on Real Housewives, so we don't even have to worry about that one.
It would be me.
Absolutely.
But if you're saying Survivor, let's do it.
All right. So let's say reality TV in general.
Okay.
Any show, pick a show. Who would survive?
Okay.
One, 2, 3.
Really? You think I would survive? I have no stamina. If it's Amazing Race, but I do have the wits.
So that's what I'm saying.
I'm a quick thinker.
I would only say you, like if we do reality TV in general,
Yeah.
then I'd say you. Because you would survive with the Real Housewives.
I would.
You would survive in Survivor.
Yeah, Survivor, I'd be good. I'm a quick thinker.
Yeah.
Amazing Race, cut it.
Do you remember when we did that escape room?
First of all, I've never escaped with the family. I escaped with my coworkers. I've never escaped with my family.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all frustrated me so bad.
Exactly. No. I would say I could survive like on Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Like I could do those things. I can do the physical challenges. I can do those things. But those dealing with people and the personalities,
Yeah.
you throw one drink in my face
You're
and
done.
why are we going out together?
We're not friends.
No, like, done. Can't do that. All right. So, yes, you would survive.
Yeah.
All right. Which sister would get caught laughing in a serious moment?
Ooh.
Laughing in a serious moment.
Oh, that one's tough. I'm going to read the rules. Go.
2, 3. Oh!
Because all I'm going to do is give you the look.
That's what I was going to say.
Or I'm going to be like, tap, tap, tap.
See, as soon as you do that, I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm done. I'm a laugh.
I'm done. I broke the rules on that one. That one's definitely a both.
You right. But that's funny.
That was funny.
All right. Which sister is a better liar when it comes to keeping a surprise?
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you already. 3. Thank you.
I can't.
You can't hold no water.
I can't hold the water.
No.
Let me tell you. So my other best friend, if I can call her that, please. My other good friend was getting engaged, and her boyfriend at the time had a whole wonderful scavenger hunt for her. So we're at one of the locations, and we run into some of my other line sisters. And of course, they're like, "What are y'all doing?"
Yeah.
I'm trying not to spill the beans because we had finished like the last stop, and I couldn't even get myself together. And then she had no clue what was going on. And of course, they're all giggly and smiley, and we had run into them in a public place. Wasn't planned or anything. And I was like, "Y'all, please don't make me ruin this surprise," before he gets on one knee and gets engaged.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And you held that one.
I did. I held that one. I did.
That's the only one in history, because...
Move on. Move on.
Okay. Which sister would get asked to cater Thanksgiving dinner? And you better write the correct answer on here. 1, 2, 3.
Definitely you.
Absolutely.
However, you said cater.
Would be asked to cater Thanksgiving
Now,
dinner.
I can host. I can host the best of the best parties.
You are a party planner.
I am.
I appreciate that about you. But when they say cook,
yeah, that's dead.
let's not do that.
Yeah,
No.
we going.
Chef Andrea got you.
Yeah.
All day long.
But I can host. It's going to be a mean setup, mean catering.
Did you see Megan's spread for Clay's family
Oh my gosh.
for Thanksgiving?
She cooked that.
Oh my gosh.
Child.
That's
She
a
got
lucky man.
Megan needs and can cook.
That's a lucky man.
He
He
is
better
lucky.
know.
He better not mess it up.
And I'm sorry.
He ain't the prize.
I was going to say it.
He ain't the prize.
Kevin Gates better never say that Clay is the prize. He is a prize.
Yes.
He's not the prize.
He is definitely not the prize.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Which sister is more likely to cry during a movie?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Definitely me.
Yes, you. 100%
I
you.
don't know when I got to be so wimpy.
Yeah.
I
don't
used
know.
to be Big Tiff.
You used to be Big Tiff, and
You
now
know-
you're on Wimpy Tiff.
You know what I think it is?
What is it?
Soft life.
Oh,
I literally think it's
you're
a soft life.
right.
I have been able to let my guards down.
That's beautiful.
It is, but it's making me wimpy. Who cries during movies?
You apparently.
I know.
That's okay. I'll take the soft life for 100, Alice, please. And thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
I've done it pretty rough these last few years. I'll take the soft life.
I feel you. We're gonna buy you a 70-year-old.
Wait a minute. 70? Why we? I told you my age group.
Okay. All right.
70?
Y'all out there and you're looking. Just saying.
70. You wrong. Next one. All right. Which sister is more likely to make friends with strangers?
Oh, that's easy.
1, 2, 3. Ange.
Yeah, right. Her motto: no new friends.
No new friends. No new friends. No,
Nah.
I've been really good about.
No, you have.
There's only one friend that she can't be no friend. But everybody else, I've been very open.
You have been.
Shout out to Shamika.
Ah, you like Shabby?
I like Shamika. Yeah.
So I am like my mom for sure. Like,
Yeah, you are.
Very social. It's
Very.
not just what I do at work, but like I just find connections with people.
And that's great.
Yeah, for me.
For you. You
Move
meet the
on.
people, vet them, and then bring them on.
Okay. All right.
Easy.
Okay.
All right. All right. Which sister is more likely to lose her keys, phone, and wallet? I don't even know why I asked this question. 1, 2, 3. It's me.
How?
When they say mom brain, like mom brain is real. I walked up and down the stairs 3 different times today. So I went to get the boys medicine. So they take allergy medicine, and the weather has been so crazy. Pollen has started, and yet it's cold outside. It's just so odd. So I went upstairs to get the boys medicine. I got to the loft and I was like, what did I come up here for? Ugh. Walked all the way back downstairs. And as soon as I saw the medicine cabinet downstairs, the one we have downstairs, I was like, medicine. Walked myself right back upstairs, got what I wanted, came back downstairs. Oh, where are my keys? I'm like, I don't even want to go anymore. Like, ugh, just to spend the weekend at your house, it is very taxing to remember everything I have to pack.
Or you can just have routines. Keys go in the same spot.
Oh,
Purse goes in the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
Those things help you.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. It was just that simple. You have changed my whole life. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Move on.
Okay, I'll go to the next one. All right. Which sister is more likely to scream over a bug the size of a grain of rice?
Definitely you.
Oh, okay. You better get this one right too. 1, 2, 3, 2. Don't let it be a lizard.
Oh no.
Oh
no.
my God.
I'm good as gone. Sean, the other day, there was a lizard in the house. No, it's like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm on my way to work.
Yeah.
Sean is knocked out still.
Yeah.
And I see it in the kitchen right before I'm getting ready to walk out. It was white. It was white.
That means it's been in the house for a long time.
I ran back upstairs and Sean was like, what? I said, I cannot leave. If you don't get it this very second, I cannot leave the house.
He was asleep.
He was asleep. I woke him up. I said, please come get this lizard, baby. Please. He woke up mad. Went downstairs.
Mad too. Get the lizard.
No, so he tries to get the lizard and it goes up under the oven.
No.
So he couldn't get it. So guess what? I'm at work all day thinking about that lizard.
Oh my God.
I made this man put out mouse traps.
Oh, not mouse
to try to get this lizard. And we try to be humane. So he tries to catch them and release them because they're good for the environment.
Yeah.
But you come in my environment, you could have gone.
Oh no.
And so he did catch it. But I just can't. And lizards aren't small.
Yeah, but you're in Florida. You've been here long enough to not be afraid. Why are you afraid of the little thing?
Move on. No bugs, no creatures, no animals in the house.
Gotcha. That's
Thank
fine.
you.
Last question.
Yes, please.
Which sister has the worst memory?
Ooh.
Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. I can agree with that.
You just said.
Yes, but we're talking about like all around memory. I've asked you about memories from our childhood that you're like, that didn't happen. I'm like, what you mean? You were there. Yeah. So
I do have a terrible memory. So I was included in the both.
Yes.
My memory is horrific. I
Yeah.
can remember what is important and barely
Yeah.
and move on.
Yeah. No, back when I was working in corporate, I would either write it down on a notepad so like I can actually check it off and do it, or I would do it in the moment. So if you tell me, hey, can you send me blah, 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 I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to send it to you in the moment. I'm not going to remember it later on.
Yeah.
So I would send it in that moment. And I think that's how I was most efficient in corporate. And now that I'm not in corporate, my memory is so much better.
No, it ain't. Because you'll be like, hey,
Shut
before I forget this.
Right,
or remind me to tell you. I ain't gonna remember.
But before
Why
I
you telling me
forget.
to remind you? You know I'm not gonna remember.
You're so rude.
I'm gonna just tell you, I ain't gonna remember.
You're rude.
That's how this works.
Disrespectful.
That was fun.
Yes, that was
Thank you,
fun. Thank you, sister. That's you, though.
I know, it is. I can't even say anything. Well, that's actually it.
No way.
Yeah, this is the episode.
Oh, that was fun.
I know. So we do have a sister salute.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do sister salute, and I'm going to try to make up for the last episode with espresso martini. So I love espresso martini. It is my go-to drink. Mm-hmm. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. Just wait. You're going to love it.
I love your confidence. So yes, I will go with your confident. I'm going to love it.
Okay. So a little bit of a remix.
Okay.
Got On the Rocks espresso martini. So starting with the same base.
Okay.
And chocolate crown.
Chocolate crown.
Royal that is chocolate flavored.
Chocolate crown.
Yes. Chocolate crown. So it's a seasonal flavor. They come up with different flavors. I'm still trying to figure out what to mix it with. I'm going to try like hot cocoa or something. But today I'm mixing it with espresso martini. You're going to love it. I promise.
I'm so excited. Tiff, you have such great taste. Let's do it.
You're so stupid.
I'm so excited. Please, let's have our drink.
Well, actually, don't taste it yet. Let me do the toast because just in case you don't like it, you got to do it twice. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So my salute, as we always do, we like to salute to someone or something, give flowers while we can still smell them. And so my salute is to my fellow folks, my millennials who are in their effort 40s.
Gen X that are in their effort 40s.
You are a millennial.
Okay.
Anyone else who's in their effort 40s, which for us means figuring it out in our 40s, this is a very trying time.
Yeah.
And so the fact that we are evolving, we're learning, we're willing to grow. You know, some of my friends just had babies and some of them are grandmothers.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in the weirdest generation.
It's so odd.
We're trying to figure it out in our effort 40s. So my salute is to anyone who is trying to figure it out in your 40s.
Effort 40s.
Clink, clink, clink.
All right. Moment of truth.
It's good.
How do you make it better?
See? Chocolate crown.
Chocolate crown.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh my God, it's so much better than
it is. Totally. You mixing liquors now.
Oh no.
Oh. I know.
Why would you do that?
I just put a dash, enough for flavor. But it's chocolate flavored whiskey in crown. Move on.
How? I would be up all night.
I know. I'm sorry, but it's going to be fantastic.
It's so
You'll
good
enjoy
though.
See?
I'm very proud of you. Now
Thank
this
you.
is a drink.
Okay. Espresso martini with chocolate whiskey Crown Royal.
Now this is a drink.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I put you on. You're welcome.
You did, because that last one. Oh, let me shut up. Go ahead.
All right. So we'll go ahead and end the show with our normal salutation. For the sister who dared, for the sister who cared, the sister who said yes to herself. We see you, we celebrate you, and we salute you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Clink, 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 clink. Love you, sister.
Mm-hmm. Love you, sister. You won to something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I like that one.
That's it.
That's it. Episode 6.
Episode 6. Love you, sister.
Love you, sister.